people are exhausted nowadays, and they're consuming so much caffeine and sugar trying to get the body going instead of sitting and listening. So the reason you don't feel any better and you start feeling worse is because nobody is sitting and processing the emotions. And a lot of us will do drugs, smoke, vape, smoke cigarettes, whatever, drink alcohol from a long day of work instead of sitting and processing. And when I stopped drinking and I started learning to sit and process, I started letting go of that heaviness. And that's what I share today and every day, Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturdays at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're looking to learn how to process, this is your place. And processing is not the most easiest, because what comes up is stories and beliefs, lies that keep you from living life, and you've got to be able to let that go. So I work with many people over 45, and when you start crying and feeling emotional, you believe it's menopause. Now, mind you, you can believe those changes, but all the crying that you're doing is because the body is overloaded with emotions that haven't been processed. And when you start processing those emotions, you cry even more, you scream, you might even yawn or choke, because all the emotions in the body have been suppressed. And by the way we're breathing, we don't breathe properly because we're leaving them stuck in the body. And that's where inflammation, illness comes in, pain in the body. So if you haven't listened and you're new to my channel, I am pain-free. I have let go of all the emotions, the stuck energy of emotions, and there's always work to be done. But when my body says it's tired or something's going on, that means there's something coming up that needs to be let go. So many of us think when there's a symptom, anxiety, overwhelm, overthinking. Good morning, how are you doing? I'm doing great today. Today, I am discussing how to let go of stress and overwhelm, exhaustion. And it has to do with the processing of emotions. If you don't let them go, we become heavy, tired, exhausted. And I discovered this. Hi, old woman. Well, hello, old person, Jethro. We're all old at heart, huh? So the unprocessed energy, the stuck energy, is what is going on that needs letting go. When you start letting go, you release the stress. No amount of coffee, caffeine, alcohol, sugar is going to let that go. It's an inside job. I know I'd been doing it for 5 years, a lot of crying, a lot of letting go. It's like this vessel I'm in is a computer of overprocessed. I'm going to talk about anxiety, stress. Sorry, you just look old. That's okay. It's your perception. I am old, older than you probably. But that's not very nice to say to people, you know? You need to learn how to talk to a lady or a gentleman and not criticize. Just say good morning without saying you're old, right? I don't say and make comments to you. I wouldn't. But again, you're entitled to your own opinion. All right, my son is leaving. I love French toast, but I like Eggos better because it's already made. I can get them out of the freezer. So I'm just waiting for my son to leave. Goodbye, have a good day. Bye. Happy Monday. All right. Okay, so we're talking about anxiety or stress, any type of pain, and the process. To process your energy, you want to sit. And I started doing this 5 years ago, even though people said I was going through menopause or midlife crisis. When you start crying, you know, at the time none of us are really healed. I've healed my symptoms. Many of them. So I've healed depression, autoimmune disease. I'm still working with the ADHD. I got to check because I'm not around a whole lot of people to pay attention. Anxiety, there's different types of anxiety, weight issues, addiction. to drugs, alcohol, still working on the food one. But so there's a lot of stuck energy in the body where when I look back, I can see where it first started, where the addiction started with addiction of laying around, eating food, smoking. You know, I started smoking, I don't know how old I was, maybe 12, 13, 15, somewhere around there. Then started drinking. And it's kind of like you're shedding the old you. It's like a spiral, and you come back, and then it gets to the very root cause, the seed of where all this was created. So it seems like I'm just going in a backwards spiral and healing everything I've done and processing it. So what I'm going to share with you is how to process emotions. So when you're under a lot of stress and you're under a lot of exhaustion, overthinking, I'm not certain what D patterns are shared, but thank you for sharing. If you want to explain that to me, what I had to do is learn to sit and listen. Many of us I don't like meditation. Now, I had to admit to myself that what I am doing is meditation, but I do breath work, and breathing has let go of a lot of stuck energy. And it's breathing in a way you breathe all the way down to the pit of your stomach. Many of us breathe like this. You ever hear somebody that's stressed out? They're like, and you can hear them. You're like, are you okay? They're stressed and their body can't handle it. So they start breathing like that. They're breathing shallow. I think it's about the poster behind you. That's a tapestry. Those are like some of my favorite colors, which I like all colors. So when you sit and you process your stress, you just sit back and breathe. How about you help me release some stress? You listen to this, you can release your own stress. So nobody can release your stress, only you can. All right, the stress, the exhaustion, and let go. And I do block people and punish you for like 5 minutes. This is a place, a safe place, a sacred place to learn how to let go of whatever you're holding on to. Ugh, get that out. Do you agree only the smart ones know they got kicked? No. All of us are smart, but something blocked us from using our intelligence. We're all smart. I had ADHD, and I was very quiet and didn't speak. And some people thought I was, I didn't speak a whole lot. And I didn't, because I was afraid of speaking. So sometimes people are actually very smart. They make bad decisions because they still have to learn. They could be a young soul. Anyway, so we're going to talk about stress and how to let it go. So if you are looking to let go of stress, you want to process your emotions. Let's say it's Monday morning, okay? It's Monday morning, and you hate your job. You're going to work and you're exhausted. You need to drink that coffee. Go ahead and drink the coffee. But you're already going to work thinking you don't make enough money. And it's like, oh God, what am I going to do? So instead of dwelling on the things that you don't like, focus on the things that you desire. Journal about it. Ask yourself, what can I do to get there? I notice I look that way a lot. I don't know why I'm doing that. So anyways, I'm going to focus on seeing if I can stop shifting my eyes and just look straight at you guys. So ask yourself, why am I so stressed? You are a sweetie. Thanks, NRN. Thank you. Talk to yourself. True. It's okay to talk to yourself. I do it. I've got me, myself, and I. I'm with myself all day long. You can't help it. And it's funny when I go to the grocery store and somebody says, oh, you talk to yourself too? I'm like, I thought all of us do that. Anyways, well, when you have 5 kids, you don't have time to talk to yourself, or you have to do it quietly, right? Done liking and subscribe. Thank you. So, okay, so here we're gonna learn to process. And as though many people will say, meditate. You know how hard it is to sit and not think about anything? I had a pad of paper and I had to write down my notes while I'm trying to be quiet. Well, that was like 3 years ago. And in the meantime, I've learned I didn't need to sit there and be quiet, but breathe. And I learned that through breath work, I have let go of so many stuck, trapped energies. When we process our emotions, you will cry, cough, choke. You might even fart. I had a lot of air. I was belching like I drank a pitcher of beer, but I was processing my emotions and crying a lot because all the things that made me believe that I wasn't good enough, I was holding on the guilt and blame of things that happened to me 58 years ago. Yes, I am a mom. My son just left for school, so then I could calm down and talk. Sometimes I don't like him listening to me. I always think he's analyzing, but that's an inner mom thing. I don't usually worry about it. Today I was worried about it because there's stuff coming up. So when you talk about, are you healed? Does exercising help to reduce? I would think so, but I've got so much trapped, stuck energy in my body that I still work out every day. And yoga did nothing for me but made me throw up and have diarrhea. That was a me thing because it was opening up my root chakra. Everything that's going on with me is related to my mom and my grandmother. So that's a story in itself. So how are we going to let go of the stress? You're going to sit. Strength training actually does reduce stress. It reduces some people's stress, and I recommend working out. I have to lift weights. They're a little small because I took off a couple weeks, but because my son's toys are getting heavier, like his bike is, I think, 70 pounds, so I had to lift weights. Lady, people will only process life properly without stress when they operate with pure logic. I'm not sure what you're selling. I'm not selling anything. I'm advising people on what helped me. Always Darth, always yapping. I have to be on here at 8 o'clock because that's what I told everybody I was doing. All right, so how are we going to process our emotions? So like meditation, you're going to set an intention and you're going to sit back and relax and take some deep breaths in. And I can't get you any closer to me, so I can't see what you're saying. So just listen and let me guide you. The double inhale is better. So whatever works for you is great, but people that have certain stress don't understand the double inhale. They don't understand when they're processing the emotions that they're going to start crying. So I need to tell you, when you start crying, it's a good thing. What else are you doing to release your stuck energy? Unprocessed emotions, you need to let it come up. So this is how you're going to breathe. Set an intention. I want to let go of this stress. Let's just use stress. I want to let go of this exhaustion, because exhaustion is created from stress, and that heaviness and that stress is caused from you not liking your job, or you not liking the lifestyle you have, or you're processing, like focusing, not processing because we're processing here, focusing on what you don't have instead of looking at how great your life is. And does that make sense? So just breathe in like this. I always tell people to get grounded by imagining your feet in the earth, like your feet growing roots, like you're a tree, you're growing roots, and that's how you ground yourself. And then you want to get out of here and just listen to my voice and get in your heart center, because it's your heart that reminds you and tells you that you're going in the right direction. It's your thoughts that keep you from going in the right direction, because you overthink things. You start thinking negative thoughts. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy. I'm not smart enough to go back to school. I don't have the money to do this. Those thoughts keep you from being in your heart. Somatic approach. Hi, Cher, spiritual cleansing. Yeah, I had to learn, even though I was a body worker and I was doing everything right, mindset, diet, exercise every day. I love the outdoors. People don't understand that when I go over to the house, I want to be outside when it's a beautiful day and the lights, it's light out. And I'm just that kind of person. I'm a nature person. So I've always been in tune to nature and just being present. But when you go through a spiritual awakening, I was supposed to learn about myself, that it's not all about mindset, exercise, and diet for me. Now, mind you, a lot of you, that's all you have to do. But when you're going through a spiritual awakening, the dark night of the soul, a lot of people will go through this. This is transformation. There's no such thing as a spiritual awakening. Well, you'd have to go through it, which a spiritual awakening is like going through a transformation. You're letting go of the lies and the beliefs that you believed when you were a child. So you've never gone through a spiritual awakening, so you can't say that. So I understand that if a lot of people wouldn't understand what I'm going through. It's like a lot of people say only God can heal. but God uses vessels, which are humans, and as a channeler to help heal, which is like a doctor. A doctor is a healer. They are there, and the wellness people. And then there's some of the, I don't know if you know, the spiritual activator, star magic. These people are healers. Needless to say, they didn't heal me because I'm going through a spiritual awakening and to learn how to heal myself. A spiritual awakening is just someone who has to let go and shed that I am good enough. I am worthy. Squeeze apples to verify. I had to let go of all the beliefs that I am good enough. I deserve to have the life I love. And so there's a lot to it when you go through a spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening, aka midlife crisis. A lot of the people that I work with, like we work together, they're in their 20s. Not everybody goes through a spiritual awakening in my midlife crisis. Some of them, I think my girlfriend went through it when she got cancer at 32. I've had friends lose a partner and they went through a spiritual awakening, lose a child. They were only in their 20s. So that is incorrect, Darth. People can go through a spiritual awakening any time of their life, and it seems like many are coming through that time at a younger age. If this is the time of the planet, I don't know, somebody was talking to me about astrology, and this is the time where people are awakening, and the what do they call those kids? Get a little job. I'm broke, by the way. Oh, I'm sorry you're broke. I don't know your background, but there's a lot of ways of making money. Astrology is inaccurate. I don't follow astrology. Again, somebody mentioned it to me. I'm not an astrologer. They told me, you need to learn this. And I'm like, when people tell me I need to learn something, I'm doing fine. Needless to say, she had a hunchback, and she's telling me she's a psychic. What does she call it? Psychic surgeon. So a psychic surgeon is someone that can go in and heal. But I kind of wanted to tell her she needs to go in, and what she was doing is protecting your heart. So when you have a hump on your back, you're actually protecting this area, and that's your heart. It is. Again, I don't do astrology. I teach processing emotions. I'm a Native American Indian. Phone Clay County, Kentucky. My ancestors left a story never been told how the Indians come to Clay County, Kentucky, never been told. It's all fun and games until a PhD ditty comes out. Okay, so how do you want to process your energy? You want to sit back, set an intention. The intention is you want to feel better. It doesn't matter where it came from. Just set the intention and start breathing. And breathe. And breathe all the way down to the pit of your stomach, and just tell yourself, I let go of whatever holds me back from living life. Whether it's stress, stuck energy, just let it go. I started doing this 5 years ago, and I would cry. And what I found is, so keep breathing. Because what you want to do is calm the mind. So this isn't about breathing. I do run, I bike ride, I lift weights. I had to process. And a lot of people need to set the intention. And mind you, it can work for somebody that's running, but a lot of people don't want to run. So I can't tell people to go run. But did you vote for, okay, we're not talking about voting. So when you breathe, you're letting go of stress. So just breathe. And you want to be in alignment. Too many people are rushing, moving, thinking I have to keep moving. And it's because you're not sitting and listening to your heart. And your heart is trying to tell you, hey, you need to let go of the stress. I don't know what that means, Queed. I love sound baths. You know what's weird is sound baths bother me. I don't know why. I love being in groups of people and dancing. Maybe it's because I'm not comfortable sitting still. You know what? It's probably not the sound baths, because I can listen to them, but I like to dance when I'm listening to the sound bath. I don't like to sit still. So I'm going to take that as a yes. Oh, let me see. Yeah, we're not talking about voting. Oh, Sorry, Queen. Let me see. Running weak increase your lactate levels. Lactate for breastfeeding? What's that got to do with relaxing? Do you mean if you were rushing to vote, your dancing will do the same as running? So I dance every day, but because I drank a lot, I didn't process my emotions. Now, mind you, some people have anxiety, some people have chronic fatigue. I felt that when I let go, true, I am vocal coach and into singing. My nervous system is fine. I love that. Thank you for sharing. So when I started learning how to public speak, I'm still learning. Mind you, I've only been on here, I think 3 or 4 weeks. I was told that I needed to talk more. Okay, well, that's the first thing that comes to me about lactating. I'm sorry. And so singing is good, getting your voice out, letting go. But for me, when I do breath work and I set an intention, I am letting go of the suppressed, stuck energy that's in the body. And I cry a lot. Now that's me. Not everybody has to go through that. But if there's something going on with in your life and you're not happy, it's because you're holding on to something. Mind you, somebody could just let go of guilt, blame, judgment of themselves, them not thinking they're good enough. And they'll fly high and they'll feel great and move forward. But then there's some of us that have more work to do. So I am a breath work and transformational coach. I share how to let go. If you are exhausted, it's because there's something you're holding on to. It's not because you're overworked or you're tired because of your job or your partner or your kids. That's blaming. You got to let go of the blaming and start breathing, exercising. Let the oxygen into your body and just breathe all the way down to the pit of your stomach and let go. So mind you, it's been four years since I quit drinking, and I could go out of the house without drinking. I could be around people without drinking, but it was uncomfortable. I had to learn to be comfortable within myself, and learning the process why I wasn't comfortable was what I had to deal with. I wasn't, thank you. I don't know who's sending those ice cream cones. I don't know what they represent. Again, I'm still learning. Who are you talking to, ma'am? There's just me. Well, there's 3 people on here, so I'm not sure. I'm having a beer right now. Cool. She loves me. That's cool. All right. So because this is videotaped, I have to keep talking anyways, right? So is there anybody that has struggling with stress or they're unhappy with their life? I share a lot about what's going on. So are you telling me I should stop talking because nobody's listening? Remember, I send this out to all my friends and my groups so people can watch that have a job that don't come on here at 8 o'clock in the morning. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Stoic Clone? All right, so we're going to process energy. Again, I'm going to repeat myself because there's new people on here. When you process stuck energy, you let go and you feel lighter. And it's just through basic breathing like this. And it calms the mind, because when you have monkey mind, your overthinking, your anxiety, you stumble, and many of us don't want to sit still and think about nothing. When somebody told me to do this like 8 years ago, I'm like, what are you, crazy? Meditate? I was laughing about that 30 years ago. I don't need to meditate. No, in my 20s, I didn't need to meditate. My life was perfect. My 30s, my life was perfect. 40s, my life was perfect. Got to be 50. Oh my God. Well, had I been meditating and letting go of all that stuck energy, could have saved my life and not spent so much time being exhausted and crying a lot. So if you're young, no matter how old you are, start processing your energy. Get present. Even though I'm present, I can listen to the birds and I can hear the woodpeckers. I can hear the dragonflies flying by and the airplanes and just hear the wind blowing. I am present, but I still have stuck energy in the body. So when you let go of that stuck energy, you start feeling lighter. I don't feel like I have cinder blocks on my body, like something's weighing me down, and I don't feel heavy. And although I'm not a heavy person, not anymore, I felt heavy all the time. And I would breathe like some weight was on me. So if you're breathing like there's a weight on you, if you're breathing shallow, I used to have a plumber come over to my house and he always breathed like that. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Why are you breathing like that? And he didn't even, he was young. He was young. He was like 15 years younger than me. And of course I'm a real person. Why? Are there some people, maybe I'm behind times, but are there some people that are not real? Because I'm answering your questions. I am here and I'm live every day, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Saturday, to answer questions about healing. So this is only about how to let go of stress. That's what the topic is today. Stress, overthinking, anxiety, overwhelm, exhaustion. A lot of it is unprocessed energy, unprocessed emotions. And what it does is it makes us heavy. So had I been meditating, it's good to know. I didn't know that they're using, that's kind of sad. Can the AIs answer questions? I'm sorry you're paranoid. Can those AIs answer questions and read these? Show your fruit basket if you're real. My fruit basket's over there. Wake up to reality. I don't need to wake up to reality. I'm sharing and teaching people how to let go of the stress, the exhaustion. The AIs can read these. That's good to know. And I get educated through you guys telling me what's going on and asking if I'm real, because I do know that there was, I can share this really quick, that there was I think it was with the government, that somebody got their voices and their faces, their bodies, and put them in a group, and they got money, like millions of dollars. They got them to sign something pretending to be like a group. It was a conference that was scheduled through a fake person, and actually got through the government and stole millions of dollars. Okay, who wants to let go of stress? I'm going to teach how to let go through breathing. It's not meditation, it's basic breathing all the way to the pit of your stomach. Thank you. Thank you. Chana. She's real. She put her hand in front of her face. I put my hand in front of my face? I am having a joint right now. Cool. I hope it makes you feel better and makes you a lot of money. Because, yeah. So if you want to let go of stress, let go of the overthinking, the anxiety, you want to breathe like this. You just want to do some deep breathing to calm yourself, to become present. Yeah, I'm a breathwork and transformational coach. And I did yoga, but I hurt my shoulders when you do the downward dog. I don't like it. I do exercises when I do breath work, but I don't share them on here because I can't read and do exercises at the same time. Whatever Masonic says is bullseye. I don't get into politics if that's politician stuff. All right, so you're going to breathe. You want to get out of here. And in order to get out of the overthinking and the overwhelmed anxiety, you got to get in your heart center. So you want to breathe like this. Thank you, Chana. Just take deep breaths like you're getting ready to meditate. Oh, I forgot because I was already doing this earlier. Set an intention. The intention is I want to let go of the pain, the overthinking, the anxiety, the exhaustion. And when you set the intention, your body, the universe, whoever you're talking to is understanding that you are ready to relax. And when you start to relax and breathe like this, and I do it just for a couple minutes. I actually do it for 30 minutes a day. And I do it deep, really deep, to get to the pit of my stomach. as you do it, you'll start relaxing and calming yourself, getting out of your head. You want to give that big heavy sigh. Now what happens is when you do it really deep, why would you go to a doctor for stress? This is just how to calm the body. It's not going to heal you. I'm telling you how to calm the stress. I'm so totally high right now. Is that because you're breathing or because you smoked a joint? This is how to calm your mind. Get yourself out of here to get into you in the heart center. You guys are screwing my language up here. And I do this at the park, and it's a form of meditation, but it's like a meditation on steroids. When I do it for 30 minutes and I set the intention, emotions will come up. And I'm going to share with you what came up just even today. You should try some tantric yoga. It helps. I did that like 40 years ago. So yeah, and here I am still having stuff going on. I took a couple deep breaths and it felt good. So you want to do that when you're under stress. And I'm going to do this like for 30 minutes. And so when I did it this morning, I hope not. Can you meditate a loud queef? I don't even know what a queef is. So when I was even releasing, so I'm going to share a story. We got to screw something. It might be a language, if nothing else. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks. That's funny. And I lost my screwdriver. I got screwdrivers all around here. My son keeps picking them up and fixing bikes. Thank you for reminding me to breathe. Yeah, so I didn't know that when I would breathe, I was holding my breath. I didn't even know that till I got into listening to somebody else tell me how to breathe a certain way. I realized into an old sock. Okay, good for you. I hope it was worth it. So somebody shared with me that I don't listen and I don't pay attention because I don't give a you know what. And they couldn't have been farther from the truth, because what I found is I do care and I get silent and I don't listen because I'm afraid and I care about saying something and hurting someone's feelings. So once I learned that it was the opposite, that I don't care what they say, it's actually I care what they say. I released this emotion. So that's what I was actually not even working on that. I was working on, I want to know why I don't listen to people. And it is, I do listen to people, but I don't pay attention, because if I listen too well, I'm going to call them on their shit, right? My neighbor in Denver is lengthy black teenager. And is she cute? Or he cute? What difference does that make? Have a nice and blessed day, by the way. Thank you, Prism-in-law. Thank you. Hey there. Hey, Caleb, good morning. Make mod. Julie, let me handle the chat and maintain decoration. Chana, I don't like, so I talked to a friend of mine who said, don't let go of people, because those are still your followers. Those are people that come on and support. Even though they say bad things, you've got to let that go, whatever they're saying. I want to release on your back. Okay, well, we'll get rid of him. This is a channel to help guide people. So please, watch what you're saying. There are people on here that do care about what I'm saying. I like how people pronounce my name as if they were getting electrocuted. Okay. Julie, draw us a picture of Cardinal with a large balloon knot. I don't even know what that means and why. All right, so we're going to breathe. And this is the breathing you want to do to get out of your head. This breathing will help you. This breathing, we're just going to set an intention. What would you like to get out of this? Today I want to get out of, so if you heard me today, I wanted to know why I wasn't listening and hearing what people were saying. And I could share a story. Thank you, Code 10X. 10X, or is that an L? I can't see. For the last 8 years, I was harassed by an elderly Mexican gentleman with an eating disorder. Did you get rid of, you had the eating disorder? And oh, he had the eating disorder. For the last 8 years, I was harassed by an elderly Mexican gentleman with an eating. Did he have the eating disorder? Thank you, Caleb. All right, so set an intention. Let's focus. Caleb, keep me focused here. You can say no if it doesn't. I don't even know what that means. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's let go of some stuck energy. When you breathe completely down at the pit of your stomach, that means you're breathing to let go of stuck energy. Set that intention. My name is Coins. Coins. Oh, thank you. Coins. You may have to test me on that later if I forget. I'm sorry in advance if I forget. All right. So we're working on getting in the heart center. Remember, if you're overthinking, if you're thinking, I'm not smart enough, I don't have any energy, something's wrong with me, I'm broken, it's because you're in here. Get out of there. Get in here. Take deep breaths in and just relax. Breathe all the way down to the pit of your stomach. Give that big heavy sigh and let it go. So if I was setting an intention, I would like to set an intention that I remember better. Why is it? What can I do to remember better? So many of us always talk about, God, I'm so tired. I'm not smart enough. Instead of focusing on how can I be smart enough? How can I remember? How can I focus? How can I have clarity and purpose? Oh, so that's what my intention was today. What can I do to get to my purpose? I know my purpose is to help people. And what came up was I have a fear of my power. Hi, Brian. We're working on letting go of stress, anxiety, overwhelm by just breathing. You set your intention. Sit back and relax. You do this in the middle of the day at 2 o'clock when you're starting getting tired. You do this after work when you're like, God, I don't have any energy to go out. Thank you, Brian. I'm actually talking a little slower, I think, because I learned that when I talk so fast, I'm high energy. I've got so much to get out. And I'm a little calmer today because I let a lot of stuff out this morning. It could be a nervous energy. Who knows? Who cares? And for all of you who think that you're weird, who cares? Because I think everybody thinks I'm weird and strange. And I had to learn that it's okay. I had to get over it because they've been thinking like that towards me my entire life. All right, keep breathing. I just feel the body calm down. When you start breathing deep, not to here, but all the way down to the pit of your stomach, you start calming the body. The body understands that it's coming up. If you get emotional, it's because you have stuck energy, unprocessed emotions coming up and saying, hey, I'm trying to talk to you. So I make you tired. I make you overthink, but you're not listening. So then it's going to make you so tired you can't get out of bed, or it doesn't want you to go out because it wants you to sit and listen to the body. So sometimes when my body hurts, well, let's just breathe and focus. This is your body saying, and you'll start feeling goosebumps when you start breathing. Well, I feel goosebumps. Some of us might start sweating because we're letting go of stress. Some of us might start crying, yawning, feeling a little dizzy. They're just symptoms of, hey, this is working, keep going. I was feeling dizzy when I was doing this morning. I learned so much from this channel. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. I was getting so dizzy this morning. And I keep going because that's like a euphoric feeling for me. As I get dizzy, it's like this weight. So a lot of people will stop when they get dizzy. I keep going because it's like this discomfort of weight is being lifted off my shoulders. And I just hold my hands up and say, let this, whatever is stuck energy go, just let it go. Just release it. So a lot of people are afraid. And I found that a lot of why I'm not doing my purpose is because I had a fear of being the person that I wanted to be. And a lot of that was that stuck dizziness, that heaviness. So I'm going through a transformation. So a lot of my healing will take longer than the average person. You're supposed to breathe from your diaphragm, not your stomach. That's incorrect, coins. So people that breathe like that usually breathe shallow because they're holding the stuck energy. It's the opposite. So I don't know where you're getting that breathe. If you look at a baby, they never breathe right there. They breathe completely all the way to the pit of their stomach, expanding the belly so they don't hold on to emotion. What you're doing when you're breathing there, you're holding on to something that it could be you don't feel good enough, you feel guilty, you feel blame. Something is stuck there. You're feeling like you don't deserve to make more money. Whatever that is, start breathing completely. I've gone through I've been breathing like this for like the last 5 years and have, because I breathed shallow most of my life and I was holding my breath, I wasn't moving forward, and I've been letting go of the stuck energy, letting go of that stuck energy of emotions. So because I was drinking and I wasn't sitting still and breathing properly, I'm paying for it now, okay? Listen to me, coins. Seriously, I wish I had learned this in my 20s because I was shown this 40 years ago. And because I don't listen, because I'm stubborn, I didn't want to believe in meditation. I didn't want to do meditation and yoga. Yoga today doesn't do anything. Meditation, here I am processing all that stuck energy, those emotions. So yeah, you may believe that, and it's okay that you believe it. But I had to open up all my beliefs, and those beliefs for me were wrong. And I had to admit, yes, I was wrong. And it's okay. It'll come back to you later on in life, 10 years, or when you listen to someone else that's saying the same thing. Despite what you are going through, you aged like fine wine. What am I going through? Oh, you mean from holding on to my emotions? Thank you. And a lot of my friends that drink wine say wine, they all say, yeah, wine is a preservative and I'm preserving well. They're so funny. I'm not a wine drinker. I never liked wine. It just doesn't taste good to me. Despite what you're going, oh, how old are you if I don't mind? Thumbles, I turned 60 last November. So, and yeah, so breathe. And put a lot of, give a big heavy sigh. And screaming is good. When we are screaming and crying, it's your body's way of letting go. Thanks, Thumbles. I drank a lot of water with my alcohol when I was young. When you scream and cry and belch and fart while you're doing this breathing, that means it's working. You might start feeling dizzy. Again, for some of the new people, I was feeling so dizzy and I would start moving around, feeling lightheaded. That's the euphoric feeling. I look forward to being dizzy. It's a symptom. It's blocking people from moving forward. If you get dizzy and you stop, I don't care. I know my body and I'm willing to let go because when I was going, what was it, yesterday? I was releasing money blocks, and the money blocks of not deserving money, not being able to, came from, I don't even know if I should share this, was a generational trauma. And the generational trauma was actually my mother's money blocks of, and it's funny because my son's dad has the same thing. Not being able to hold on to gifts. Like when your dad gives you gifts and your mom takes them away, you can develop a money block right there. And it's exactly what my son's dad went through. Grandma and grandpa buying his brother gifts every Sunday and candy, and not giving my husband, when he was a child, he's 3 years old, his grandparents wouldn't give him any toys, just the older brother. And he had issues, financial issues all the time. When he got to this certain age, he just couldn't hold on to money. And there was a part of him that he would try and make money and couldn't hold on to it. It's because there was a program saying you can't hold on to it because you don't deserve it. And as a child, a 3-year-old, When somebody's giving you presents or not giving you presents and they're taken away, like my mom, her dad would give her tons of presents, and the mother, they weren't married, would take them away. To her, she's going to believe that she doesn't deserve them, that she's a bad child. So generational trauma can go through the bloodline, which that's where it was coming from. Now, mind you, am I making millions of dollars right now? No, I just discovered that a couple days ago. I have been very fortunate, but learning this through this transformation and this spiritual awakening has really, I'm being shown the way. As soon as you're proved wrong, generational trauma. What was I proved wrong? No, this is what I cleared. People look off to their left or right while talking or lying. That's not true, because my husband lied straight to my face. What do they call those? Narcissists can look you straight in the eye. I look away. Actually, no, that's not true. Look at a narcissist that looks you straight in the eye. When people are lying to you, they can look you straight in the eye. Who cares if I'm doing it? I get nervous. Do you know that somebody thought that I'd been mugged or something because I don't look in? And you know what? Maybe that's the topic, because I'm looking around, because usually I do look straight in the camera. Today I'm having issues. Anyways, so even though I let go, so generational trauma, I talked about this like months ago. 3 years ago, I healed my symptoms that were my grandmother's. Am I lying now? I'm not looking any which way, but I do not carry depression, fibromyalgia, autoimmune disease, diabetes because of my generational trauma. Do I share it? I'm not telling you to do it. I'm just sharing what helped me. The real awakening happens when you break through your root chakras membrane with your first. That's really uncalled for, I'm sorry to say. I can't lie us straight in the eye, laughing my son's dad used to look me straight in the eye and tell me I haven't done drugs in 2 weeks. And although I knew he was doing drugs because he was off the couch and he had too much energy, I knew he was doing drugs. So yeah, you can't say that, because liars are very good at looking you straight in the eyes. Breathe through the diaphragm. Do not believe it. This is what healed coins. This is what healed my symptoms. Would spending time outdoors, getting sunlight, and having healthier diet help your overall build? Absolutely. The first 40 years I shared walking barefoot outside, getting grounded, diet. Diet has a lot to do with it. Have amazing energy for the diet that I use, but sometimes that doesn't work when you're holding on to stress. But it helps. A lot of times when you get off the healthy diet, it's because your body is fighting you. You should do OF. I don't know what that means. All right, well, they will come back because they don't believe in deep breathing. If you look at a child, again, deep breathing comes from letting go. You let go of all that. How what, coins? A baby doesn't breathe through the diaphragm muscle. Watch a baby. If you watch a child usually knows everything because they're born perfect, whole, and complete. They also said for couples, making love outdoors would help kindle and foster healthier relationships. It can. Well, being outdoors in general, but also communication. I hear in many couples, now my husband died, so I say in the guy above my text, okay, fight in, well, let me just, Thumbos, couples, when they learn to communicate. So I've worked on couples that have great relationships when I was doing my testing for certification on breathwork with couples, and you have the 5 languages. Learning the 5 languages, love languages, really helps to understand your partner. Fight and you may die, run and you'll live. in at least a while. Would you be willing to trade all your days from this day to that for one chance to heal and let go? I've already healed and let go. I did the work. No, I don't make lots of money because I'm not into making lots of money. I have money, but I don't make $50 million like some of the coaches. Like the coaches are telling me, if you're not here to make money, I don't coach you. And what, that I don't have, you're telling me I have a lot of money? I'm not sure what you believe. No, I don't have a lot of money. Do I care about making a lot of money? I had a lot of money, but I don't care. When these coaches tell me, if you're not here to make $50 million, they're telling me that they made $50 million in a year. I'm thinking, why are you still working and why are you still stressed out? I just didn't understand. I don't care about having all that stress and having five $2 million homes and nice cars to have a lot of money. What do I need all that for? Yes, regarding breath work, stinking breaths during lovemaking can intimately and spiritually lock each, creating an everlasting relationship. Then why are they coaching? They're coaching to make a lot of money, but to make 50 million a year, I don't, that's not what I'm about. I'm not into taking $20,000 from a person and then not helping them. So they did not help me. I learned from them, but I'm not making any money like they are. I'm not materialistic either. I'm here to help people and not gouge people's pockets and make them broke. So they took money from where I could have been going on vacation and helping, hanging out with my child. Thumbles, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, you are correct, Thumbles. But again, in relationships, in marriage, a lot of them don't work out because they don't communicate. So even if they were to start going outside and having sex in the outdoors, they still have to know their 5 love languages, and they still need to communicate and sit and gaze into each other's eyes and learn to let go, that we want to take care of this relationship. But a lot of them that are weak and they suffer and struggle, it's because they get into their head thinking that their spouse is doing this or not doing that, and make it about, oh, it's the husband or the wife's fault that my life isn't good. They start blaming. When you start doing the breathing and letting go and talking and communicating, yeah, the relationship can be good. But it's not just going outside and being in nature to have a healthier relationship. But I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking about breathing. So even when I talk about that plumber who was at my house, who was breathing all the way, he was breathing through his rib cage. He wasn't breathing because I knew he was holding on to a lot of pain. And he was in a lot of pain. His knees hurt, his hips hurt, all his joints hurt because he's holding on to emotion. When you breathe all the way down to the pit of your stomach, and people can say that's incorrect, you're supposed to breathe through your diaphragm. You believe what you want to believe. But again, I've let go of my stuck energy. I've let go of my symptoms. I don't have depression, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue. I have amazing energy and I move forward. I don't have that anxiety and overthinking. I don't think I've had overthinking probably in over a year or so. I had a panic attack, but that was magnesium. So does that answer your question, Thumbles? Okay, so who's ready to let go of the stress? So again, when you want to let go of stress, overthinking, anxiety, you want to breathe deep. I believe you, and I can, that sparkling energy of yours. Thank you, Thumbles. So breathing, this is what you want to do. Breathing deep all the way to the pit of your stomach. Let's go of stuck energy. Breathing to the diaphragm is what most people do because they're holding on to their stress. Anybody knows when you do meditation, you breathe all the way down to the pit of your stomach. That person who says breathe to the pit of your stomach that says that's not correct isn't meditating either, isn't getting exercise. Because even when you get exercise, you breathe completely. If you're not breathing completely, you're holding on to something, there's something stuck. Blame, guilt, sadness, whether it's yours or someone else's. Are you an empath? So you want to breathe completely all the way down to the pit of your stomach to let go of stress. You can do this in your car. And give that heavy sigh. Have you ever heard people doing that heavy breathing and they're just like, that heavy sigh is they're holding on to something and they're not breathing properly. When you breathe properly, it can cause you to start crying. It can cause you to start screaming and letting go. You got to let it out. That's how you let the energy out. So I'm going to end with 2 minutes of deep breathing just so you can see it. And then I've got to go. I'm going to be on TikTok next. I was doing it both at the same times, but didn't seem to do anything good for me. I couldn't focus on talking to both of you. I believe you. Basically, breathe deep to reach the depths of your soul to get through past traumas and exhale out. You couldn't have said it any better, Thumbles. Sometimes I'm not the best at speaking, but I love that. I love that you just said that, and thank you. I'm going to see if I can save that. I don't know if you know what? I'm going to have to see if I can go through my notes and basically breathe deep to reach the depths of your soul. I'm going to remember it. Breathe deep to reach the depths of your soul to get through past traumas and exhale out that negative energy. I love that. Why couldn't I think of that? I just say let go of stuck energy. I don't like to, you know what it is I was programmed not to say negative energy. I was programmed not to say unhealthy energy, and people won't understand what I'm talking about. I should just say it, right? And I was one of those coaches that said, get away from saying that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here. Follow me, subscribe. I'm here at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Saturday. I share how to let go of stress, anxiety. You know, I still look to the left. I don't know what that person's talking about. Yes, glad you could contribute. Love your energy. Let go of stress, anxiety, stuck energy. If we're not processing our energy, it's going to come off as heaviness, overthinking. It's your body's way of telling you, hey, something is wrong. I'm trying to get your attention. And that's why I'm here, to share with you when you're not feeling good, you're holding on to something and letting go. I've let go of all my stuck energy, most of it, not all of it, okay? There's always stuff, room for improvement. I mean, today I let go of fear of knowing who I am. So if you don't know, I am going through a spiritual awakening and learning my purpose of life. Well, you certainly got my attention. Thanks, Thumbles. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I might come on later on. But I'll be back here tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. I love you guys, and thanks. Thank you.